Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of the Data Heroes podcast. I am your host, Abu Bakar Alvi. If you're watching this podcast for the very first time, you can watch the previous episodes on the link given in the description below. So today we have a special guest joining in from the United Kingdom. His name is Federico Pastor. Federico is very well known as an excellent data analyst, and he is the founder of the FP20 Analytics Challenge, which is one of the biggest challenges on LinkedIn. So, today I'm going to talk to him about his data analytics journey and also about the FP20 Analytics Challenge and how that challenge is contributing towards the betterment of the data community. So, without wasting any time, let's go and catch up with Federico Pastor. Hi, Federico. How are you?
Hi, Abu. Very well. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you very much for taking time out. I know it's a working day there in the UK, and you have specially taken time out and come on my podcast. So I'm really grateful for for you to come on this podcast. So let me just start by asking you something about your journey before you actually ventured into the data analytics field. I know personally, I know that you have a very interesting kind of a background. You have some kind of military background, and you have worked close to the military as well. You are a skydiver. It's very interesting things that I know. But I want you to introduce yourself so that the general audience also know about that background.
Thank you. Sure. I have been from very young and very active, adventurous person. I went to the military with the idea to become a military of profession. In Spain, where I come from, it worked at that time. I'm 57 now, that long ago. The possibility to enter into the academy, it was different and very difficult. So I went to the Special Forces Parachute Brigade, spent there 7 years, applied twice to the academy. I passed all the exams and the selection, but then I didn't go through for whatever reason. There is a number of people they can take, and if you are not within those people, you stay out. But it was there in the military where what I started doing later on in life became very, very useful. So I finished the military and started doing many, many different jobs, anything you can imagine, until I got to the airline industry in the security area. But not security of the plane falling down or the engine not working. About security, people security. At that time, I never thought that what I was doing was data analysis, but actually I was doing data analysis. My work was to detect, track passengers doing bad things or using the airline to do bad things, okay? Human trafficking, drug trafficking, cigarette smuggling, human trafficking for prostitution, and terrorism, okay? So I became a profiler. What is a profiler? Information come of the people flying on that flight, and based on parameters. And quite a lot of if this happened, and this happened, and this happened, you have to look at this guy. And I became kind of a people to talk to in the aviation industry in Europe, to the point that authorities can looking for my help. Federico, we have this problem. We cannot track it down properly because they are changing name and blah, blah, blah. So I start doing my work. And that's how data analysis started. So I was preventing bad thing happening. Not bad thing that the plane is going to explode, but bad thing of that they were not legal. On these areas, And when we are talking about legal migration, I have no actually an idea, a personal like or dislike. I am a migrant. I live in the United Kingdom. I come from Spain. But my job was to stop you. You were coming with the wrong documentation. And because I am a professional that like to do my work well, I actually was quite good in doing that. And that's how, or before my journey into Power BI, my life, my life happened.
Yeah, that is very, very interesting because the way you just explained that your background and the military background, and then you worked in some kind of a security role, and I'll just for out of curiosity, I would just like to ask that how much time did you actually get to look at the records? Like, were you doing it on the fly, or you were being given this list of passengers or the list that you had to scrutinize? Like, how much time did you actually get? Because this is something very important and very interesting, because if you are doing it on
I
the fly,
had
then it is something that not everybody can do.
no that I had direct access to the reservation system, the airline reservation system. Within that reservation system, I have every record of the passenger, and that record of the passenger had many data points from IP addresses, email addresses, credit card numbers, and now with the parameters apply. We know that these people, when you study or analyze the data, you know that these people normally book the flight 5 to 7 days before they fly. Okay, so you have these 5 7 days margin and to actually look at, and you know where the problem, the hot zones are. Okay, if people are coming from, example, Germany, you are not going to look in Spain because they're coming from Germany. Okay, so when you have different hot zones, you start targeting the hot zone. There have to be some kind of giveaway. You cannot stop everything, but you can stop 90% of things. So if the big problem is happening in X, I forget about Z because Z is not causing me that much trouble. So that's the reason it allows us to actually concentrate our effort, our time in the places we need to be. And then you have the different profile. You know, okay, we know 3 to 5 or 3 to 7 days they book. And if they are traveling with this kind of document from this place, and they are booking 3 to 7 days, and at this time of the day, normally they book late in the evening because they think we're sleeping and not seeing. Eh? So you start shortening down the number of people that actually become suspect. Okay, so if I open a manifest, I'm not looking to everybody, I'm looking for the last 10 records. And I go through and I say, okay, there is no profile, open up further investigation. And depending how sure I was or not, I will tell the people in the other airport, refuse boarding. No, contact the police, don't do anything, you contact the police after you refuse boarding. And if I'm not sure, I will contact the police myself and tell them, we are worried about this person, can you please check it out? We needed to be very careful about it, because you think about the problem of illegal migration. If the people are leaving my country, I don't care. They find the police and they are leaving my country, I don't care. They can go to another country. I don't want in my country, but they can leave. So sometimes you have to be very forceful how to tell the people in the airport, no, it's not flying. I don't care what your police say. It's not flying. There was a couple of mistakes, but a number of mistakes, but normally we were quite right in the refusal. And people might think that happen very often, every day. So much, well, we're talking about 10 to 20,000 people that you stop a year, 3 and 2, go through. So it's a real problem. Everything you see on the news, everything you see about legal immigration, blah, blah, is true. And again, I did it because it was my job, not because I felt personally satisfied about it. It was my job. But I
Wow,
have
that's great. Yeah, very interesting story, Federico, because you were kind of doing it in a very short span of time. You were like creating personas of possible suspects, and then you are actually taking action. So that is kind of how the data analysis works in real life. Like you have a given a problem, you have some points that you have to play around with those points with those data points, and then you have to come up with some kind of an analysis, and then you have to actually do a call to action. So that is the whole process of like very raw definition of how a data analyst works. So you are practically doing it, and you were doing it like it's a very very crucial or very important place in terms of the overall scenario that you described. I'm really surprised and kind of you can say I kind of understand now that how the skills that you actually then used in your data analyst journey by using all these tools, and how the great analysis and the great visualizations that you used to build, and you still do. So it has a very very good kind of a background there.
it's a different job, and I don't think many people know that there are people in the airline industry doing this job. Um, they need to take into account that airline get penalized for people coming to a country that is not properly documented, no bad people, not properly documented, no visas. The airline get a fine for that, plus the cost of removing this person back to the point of origin or sometimes to the country. So one passenger can cost the airline $10,000. You multiply that for the many cases that can happen a year, we are talking about a couple of million, a few millions that go away on detention costs and that. And there was another logo that we had, is that if the airport need to call you because they are in trouble, it is almost too late. One, because it escape your net, and two, you have to take a decision in no time, because nowadays the airline industry, the low cost airline industry, the time from boarding, landing, and departing is 40 minutes. So it's kind of super fast. So I cannot wait. I cannot take stop the plane. That will make the airline to lose money. So you have to take a decision there and then, that fast and time. So the idea was prevention rather than taking action on the spot, because otherwise the airline is losing money.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting story, Federico. I really didn't expect, this kind of detail and this kind of, dependency of on so less data, and then doing it in a really quick time. I'm assuming that all the listeners would obviously kind of understand that how crucial this work that you did. So coming now, from that job, how did you actually transition? So I know the story that you shared on LinkedIn, that it happened around 2020, and that is why you named your challenge FP20. So just kind of, just tell us that whole story, that how you actually moved from this role that you just explained into the actual Power BI world, or the data analytics world in the true sense.
By the end of 2019, we start seeing or experiencing COVID-19. By 2020, February, March, flights started to shutting down, all flights, because of COVID-19. No flight, no work for me. I was a consultant. I was not employed by there. I always been a consultant. You make more money. That's the reason. And they told me, Federico, sorry, we had to terminate your contract. Uh, 14 years. 14. Yes, okay, I understand that. Everybody's losing the work. There is no flight, understand that. I say, okay, I deliver my computer and all my stuff that I had to do my work, came home, sat down for a few days, almost a week, kind of whinging and crying, oh, what am I going to do now? and watching every single Netflix movie and series. And then I said I had to do something about it. Now, I have no computer. My laptop have been given to the company. So I went to my son, Kevin, the oldest. Kevin, do you have a laptop that you are not using? Yes, that, but it's not working. Okay, pass it to me. So the battery wasn't working. So I bought a battery. And I connected the laptop to a small 17 inches screen. And I start browsing. And the more I browsed, the more I saw about data science and data analytics, Excel, blah, 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 blah. I was using Excel to a good understanding, but I was not actually an Excel person. I became later on a better at Excel. So I started doing courses in Udemy. First was Udemy, fantastic platform to idea PowerPoint course. That was my first course. And I remember with sympathy because I always have been kind of a visualizer, a designer. And then Excel. And somehow I encountered or found Maven Analytics, the learning platform. And I have bought other courses. Okay. But I said, I don't know, I'm going to get into I have no money at that time, no more money, no salary. So I went to Maven Analytics and I enrolled for a month. I could afford $30 or $35. So I enrolled for a month and I tried to do as many courses as I could on that time. Power BI, Tableau, more Excel. And then I canceled my subscription. So Aaron Perry is one of the guys from Maven Analytics contacted me, Federico, why did you stop the subscription? I said, I'm not working, I could afford a month. And after the month, I had to cancel, I have no more money. And he told me, don't worry about that. And they gave me free access. So I carry on studying Power BI, Excel, more Power BI, Tableau. Okay, I learning a lot. Not everything is kept in your mind because the retention is quite small. Actually, you go through a course, you only retain about 15, 20% of what you learn. How do you do to practice, Federico? Challenges. Okay, let's go do challenges. And by participating in challenges, the community start knowing me and kind of seeking advice and being curious about my work. That's when Maven Analytics at that time was also growing, was very new. And they decided to create this Hall of Fame, the best students of 2020. And so they nominated me and I won the Hall of Fame 2020, the first one. We are a number of people that almost 2 or 3 of them are MVPs now. And then the community carry on following me. I kept participating in challenges and my understanding of Power BI grew much more. I use the challenges to, okay, today I'm going to do what if parameters. Today I'm going to try some transformation in Power Query that I haven't done before. I'm going to try to do these parameters with the file path and the folder path. I'm going to try this and that. So I use the challenge as a background to experiment. And another thing that I did after that was to apply every single best practice that I could learn in every report. So if you look at my report now, or a report some time ago, you will see that my data model is all properly placed together, Power Query all in group, R market and name it, because that give me the more you do it, the more it becomes part of your brain, and you just do it automatically. I carry on doing more courses. I went to Enterprise DNA. I did more courses with Enterprise DNA. Also, an excellent opportunity because I applied for a sponsorship or something like that. I only pay $10 a month. $10 is about £7 in the UK. That is no money. My wife was helping me. Was actually helping me, and it was okay for me. But they gave me the chance to only pay $7, and I carry on doing courses, participating in challenge, and creating a community around me. Second, I needed to take a decision because Power BI is big. The environment, the ecosystem is massive. It's not just the design of the report. There is a lot of work behind how to develop and implement a project in Power BI. So what I do, what I say is the tip, and we know it's the tip of the iceberg. Below that, there is the proper, I say the proper job, because I took into myself to actually, everybody checking my report, everybody is telling me, oh, how beautiful, how good looking, how blah, blah, blah. But now they know the amount of work that is behind, done by the data engineer, by the data modeler, by the data people. They don't know about that. So I kind of convince myself that by representing my job in the best possible way, I was actually telling people the work behind my job, or my job is good because of the people that is behind me, or that part of the iceberg that nobody sees. So that is the way I kind of recognize the work of the SQL people, the DAX, the data modelers. Because sometimes you have to go to them, listen, I got this, I cannot get it out, I try everything, but I cannot get it out. Somebody that is perfect in doing that, sort it out. And I had really good connection. You were in Enterprise DNA. Antrish Sharma was amazing. How many times did I go to Antrish Sharma? Antrish, I can't get this out. And in 2 seconds, just sort it out. And then you feel at the same time, oh, how much I need to learn. But then you realize that, okay, he knows a lot about this, but he doesn't know about what I do as much as I do. So it's that balance people need to understand the environment, and for me or for them to take a path. What are you going to follow? Are you going to be a data visualizer? Are you going to be a designer, a storyteller? Or are you be somebody specialized in DAX and data modeling that come together? For whatever reason people want to say DAX and data modeling come together. Are you going to be a data engineer? Do you enjoy preparing all the data mart, data warehouse, cleaning the data in the first step, and then for the people to be able to connect to it? And that's people that I believe something that important for people starting need to understand, hey, there is a lot of area that you can specialize. You have Power Automate and Power Apps. That's another specialty. Yeah, I can know a little bit, but you need people who know a lot about it to actually create a proper Power Automate process that will help your Power BI report. And that's how everything happened. Yes, and then I had the opportunity. That's fantastic because I had the opportunity to work with Enterprise DNA. I had the opportunity to work with InfoRiver. I had the opportunity to work for a man with Bas Hoffman, Data Training IO. Bas, they have fantastic channel for a month working with this guy. InfoRivers, Enterprise DNA. Who I was, Sunchar, I now do some work together with Sunchar, is another custom visual. I know a different area of Power BI, and that was open because of with the community and my participation in LinkedIn. It's not about me saying how good I am, it's that I was popular and a nice, usual person. There is nothing for me to brag on, and I recognize when somebody is better than me, and most people probably is better than me, and the humbleness of how I got what I got and how I am here today talking to you.
Yeah, fantastic story, Federico. And I think you have covered a lot of things. So let me just, the first thing that you said that, after working for 14 years and then COVID came, and a lot of people actually were affected very badly by COVID, and you were one of them, obviously, the way that you explained. But then at that time, and you said that you are like 57 today, so you must have been like 53 or 54 at that time. So at that age, having that energy, having that motivation to go back, open up a PC for the first time, and look at all these courses and then enroll yourself and then learn. So a lot of people, even in their early 30s, they lack this kind of motivation. But this is a lesson for everyone who is like listening to this podcast, that you can learn at any age. It's just a number. Age is just a number. If you if you have the motivation and if you have the passion, then you can go and learn anything new. And then obviously you did so well. You are one of the Maven Analytics Hall of Famers. That is there on their website. Anybody can go and they can have a look. That Federico Pastor is one of the first Hall of Famers that Maven Analytics had. And those people who were like the other ones, they also had a very great journey. And you said that Maven was actually doing a lot of work and were growing at that time. And it's such a big platform right now. So you explained everything, and then obviously the way you explained the different roles that a data analyst or someone working in the data ecosystem actually has to see and actually has to do. And there is a lot of areas where you can come and do some experiments, and then you can find a place which suits your liking for one particular vertical or one particular segment of the whole ecosystem. So I think you have covered all of this, I think, in a great way. And obviously there's a personal story or a personal touch to that. So I'm very thankful to that. But I'm very thankful for you to cover to cover all of that. So I'll just come back on your journey while you were working with Maven Analytics and the way you were actually handling the challenges. I think I call you the king of challenges. I always, kind to I like to call you the king of challenges, because actually you are, I think. So just tell us how many challenges you actually did, and what are your most liked or most the challenges that you loved the most. So just tell us something about that.
Before I do that, let me tell you that I never thought how old I was when I starting learning again. I don't feel 57. I know I'm 57. I am kind of 12 or something like that. I never thought about that until I realized, or people told me, Federico, you are 57 and you still have the same learning mind that you had before you have it before. But I never thought about that. It was not for me actually anything for me to worry about it. I could do that, or I could start crying in the sofa. I'm feeling sorry for
Yeah.
myself. But I don't think me, military, or the up and down, no way. So never is late to learn. When you find something that you like, it doesn't take much of a push to actually carry on doing it. And that will happen actually with Power BI. It's kind of finding that job that you love to do, and for you it's not a job anymore, it's your life. You do it, you get a salary, but you do it because you want to do it. For learning, it's quite the same. You find that thing that you like, it will not take any effort for you to carry on doing it. Challenges. I think I participate in about 56 or 57 challenges. If you go,
Oh my
if
God.
you go, if you go to my Novi Pro page, I think there are
Yeah.
56 or 57 registered in there. And then we have the report that I prepare for presentation and live presentations. Uh, yeah, about 60 in display. Many other data that I lost in the way. I have actually my first because I got 60 challenges, but I only have one handful, 5 or 6. People don't think that because you are going to challenge, you are going to win everything. And but that doesn't stop me for participating. And sometimes I
Yeah.
get upset. Well, I'm competitive, so I'm gonna get upset all the time if I don't win. But hey, you need to actually check the winner and say, okay, I get why. And so that was not actually an impediment winning or no, I'm not participating anymore because I'm not winning. Although sometimes I throw my tantrum, like but my first challenge, and I was a surprise. It was Numero,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Power BI template. Then
Numero.io.
suddenly they land a challenge, and I participated, and I won. That was my first challenge. I said, okay, and then I participate in another one that was in Iran, an Iranian company
Oh,
do a challenge. Do you know Hussein, the enterprise
yeah.
DNA, another the expert from Iran? He actually, Federico, participated. Yeah, people ask me now for participating challenges because they know I'm going to attract people participating. So I participate in that one and I won it. And then I won a couple of small ones. Now was my time to, as I mentioned before, to play with the big boys. And the big boy was the full report in Enterprise DNA. Now I'm competing against Ale Badiou, Brian Julius, all the guys that were in there. Now I'm talking about different levels. They're the big boys, and I used to talk with Brian about me deciding to jump into the UEFA Cup. That was the Premier League. That was the top of the pop because it's a full
Yeah.
report. And when
Yeah.
you present a full report, if you are judging, I'm gonna check everything from the selection page. How you name the object? Is your data model correct? Is everything organized in the data model? So I was afraid until one day I said, no, no more fear, go for it. At that time, Alex Badiou, Brian, they were doing brilliant report. You were
Yeah.
starting to participate at that time, but you were growing at that time too. And
Yeah.
so and you see this report and say, oh my God. But there I went, I present my first report. I remember David, David Johnston, you know David.
Yeah. Yeah. I know him.
Also entered, the first time he entered in that challenge is the time I entered the challenge and he won. And I went to talk to
Yeah.
the, so you never enter in a challenge, you enter the challenge, you get the win and I get the loss. And from that very moment, we have a fantastic relationship. I talk to David every now and then. Uh,
Yeah.
but
I
everybody, the main
remember
thing
he
there
was.
is,
I remember it was, I think, the emergency services challenge that I think
yeah,
David participated and won. It was a fantastic report, and I think David never joined any challenge afterwards, and I think you kept pushing him to submit an entry. I don't know if David is listening to this, but I totally remember that. Sorry to
he
cut you.
never
But please
participated.
carry on.
No, that is no, it's funny because at that time, what Gustav did enter, quite of the big people entered the challenge. And I had the opportunity to win as a first time entry. That wasn't a difficult thing to do. But David decided to, and then I think a little bit of politics there. His report was really good, but he never participated in any other challenge. And when I asked, why don't you participate? I won one. I'm not going to risk it. I entered one and I won it. Have you done that, Federico? No. There you go. So he is not actually playing more challenge. He keep promising me that he will enter the challenge. I think he's scared anyway of what happened. But that was a great experience because it was a different. Now, as I told you, you had to submit a full report. It's a different matter. When I open myself to Enterprise DNA and I lose the fear of showing a full report with all the mistakes that it can be or it can have, you have grown a little bit and you are no scared. Now you are challenging. When you were an admirer of Ale Bagdiu or Gustav Duden, now you are challenging with your reporting. And that actually inspired me to do better, because now I am with the top of the pop, as I say, challenging. I'm trying to win a challenge like you did, and that gave me a new kind of energy, because one, I am presenting a report, two, they are accepting me and telling Federico, well done. And then you feel kind of, okay, there is nothing to lose, and there has been nothing to lose. Never. If you are new to something, there is nothing to lose for you. Be happy to be new, because nobody's going to tell you nothing if you are new. They know you are new, and they're going to be nice to you. Actually, be new as much as you can, because people will treat you better, okay, and will show you better, because when they know that you have grown, they will not hurt you as before. So if you are new, or anyone is listening that want to participate in a challenge, don't be afraid, just put it there. Nobody's going to tell you nothing wrong about it.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this is the most important message that you have put across, that never be afraid to participate in the challenges. And you participated in like close to like 56, 57 is the number that you said. And I think that there are so many other reports that you must have like lost, at the time of development. And look where you are, like in 3 to 4 years, like you have you started off with this with this Maven Analytics, and then now you have been running your own challenge like for almost I think it's almost a year, I guess, or even more than that. So I'm going to come on that FP20. So great messages, Federico, and great stories. Like we can talk on for hours, because there are so many stories, from the enterprise DNA challenges, and then you obviously were a judge also. You were managing the challenge, you were collecting everything related to the challenge, you were managing everything. So tell us just briefly about that experience, and then obviously you took it from there and took it to FP20. So that part of the journey.
Enterprise, Brian Julius gave me the opportunity, and I talked to Sam, and I started working for them, and everything was going well. There was a difference of opinion in the way Sam, Enterprise Engineer, wanted to run the challenges, and a different on the way I see the challenges grow, and we decide to part apart. Perhaps I was a little bit annoyed at the beginning, but there is no grudge for me coming anymore on that side. And now, when I left, I remember perfectly, Sam paid me for the time I had contracted with no problem at all. So I have a little bit of spare money, but I didn't have again nothing to do. So on January the 3rd, 2023, yes, the first day of the year, I decided I went to talk to Solar Sue, is one of my ambassadors, and was with me as an ambassador in Enterprise DNA, to do we launch a challenge? And I think he was kind of teasing me. Yes, go for it. Because it's a lot of work. Believe me, it's a lot of work. And I said, okay, let's put everything together. Data set, the people, artwork. You need to have some kind of artwork. And let's put everything together and launch a challenge. And we launched mid-January or something like that, our first challenge. And out of the blue, everything went up, 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 up in numbers. We are a year now, more or less. We are about 8,100 members and growing. We have been grateful enough to have a very good backup sponsorship, because you need prices. If you don't have sponsorship, you have to pay the prices yourself. Another time, I wasn't actually working again. So, and we have fantastic sponsorship. We have InfoRiva, we have Sunchar now, we have the Latin American community, because I opened the challenge to Spanish speaking people. The Latin American community is participating. I got the guys and with the Spanish courses and everything sponsoring the challenge. And I create a kind of excellent relationship with the Hispano-speaking community too that actually permitted me to grow faster and to have almost 700 to 800 700 new members a month. And it takes a lot of effort. We are FP20 Analytics is, well, I'm going to talk about that. It takes a lot of effort. At the beginning, we didn't have no website. We tried to prove the dataset to be downloaded in OneDrive, but people used to open it in there and then and change everything. So the next time the next guy came to download the file, everything was moved around. So we needed to find a way to deliver the dataset. So let's create a website. Do I know about website? A little bit. Well, we create a website and we need we need somebody that do the artwork. And we got the fantastic guy from Nigeria, Kenneth. And he is a PhD in statistics. So he's a brain, he's a nerd, as I call it. But he's a fantastic designer. And then I got some people that were participating Enterprise DNA that came to join me in the group. We are now 8 people. And we have a second new website and another website that is all built. We are just waiting now to be able to introduce a couple of new changes. Actually, we want to collect participation information that we have a pop-up where you put your email address and then you can download the dataset. And that is a bit more of a website development thing. So we need to, the website is fully prepared. It's all done, it's fantastic. And we have not only what we have now, but we have also a business side. So we sell businesses and we are preparing a better blog post and a digital product download that is going to be template on Figma, Power BI, and everything is there, finalizing. So in less than a year, we did not only get all these sponsors, the publicity, the 8,100 members, 3 websites, and we keep growing. At the same time, in the middle of this, Info Rivers came to talk to me to be with them for, it was just a 3-month contract. But people now go to Info River. They can't see my work. My work is in Info River website. And when I open something, I go there. When I feel a little bit down, I go to Info River and I say, no, that is Federico, that is yours. And then when you look at Info River in the ambassador page, it's Rehaven, Mac Allington, and Melissa Coates, and Federico Pastor. I'm the only non-MVP there, but there I am, my little head, all happy. And that was in the middle of running the challenge and because my participation in challenges, because Info River noticed me because the design of my report in the challenges. And I cannot forget one person that gave me the opportunity to. It's Leon Gordon, MVP, Onyx Data. That is an adversary now. He gave me the opportunity at the beginning to be part of Onyx Data. That is the enemy now. When we talk, we laugh. And he gave me the opportunity to be an ambassador for them. But I didn't understand at that time how much work and money. Sometimes you have to put money from your pocket, actually running a challenge. And it was a great idea. I really enjoyed it. But if I knew, perhaps I would have not decided, because you learn a challenge, you have to keep it. You cannot launch a challenge for 3 months and then disappear. What kind of... Yes, so now you are in a compromise. There has been some time that we have been low in morale, that we didn't see any sponsor coming and me having to focus the prices, or asking the people with some money in the ambassador. They have put money. Do you have $100 this month for the prices? No, Federico, I send it, and things like that. And now everything is covered. Actually, sponsorship allow us to create the new website professionally. It's a paid website in Fiverr, it's still cheap. And here we are. FP20 is one of the big three in LinkedIn. And regarding challenges, there are some changes coming, and the philosophy and mentality of how we handle the challenges also growing. You are becoming more ethical about it. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And that's what we want to in this year to actually pass around to people. It doesn't matter if we only have 20 entries or 10 entries. If they are good quality and you are learning, I'm very happy. I don't care if I have 150 entries anymore, because if 158 and 145 are bad, that no bad, they are not good. It is okay, but I prefer quality than quantity. Together with Sunchart, we are doing some webinars where Sunchart shows the charts, but I talk more about the data modeling, some cleaning, and some transformation, how to ask the question. If you look at our challenges, incoming challenges, you will see they are more kind of guided challenges. We're asking you the question. We want you to reply to this question. If you have any problem, we want you to don't write to me because I'm busy. Put it on the group and let people reply to you. Don't be afraid. Still, people doesn't do it. But the idea is to grow with the community, to achieve better quality, and most important, then to learn and to enjoy. If no, there is no point.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think you have covered so much. Really, I don't need to ask anything. And I think the most important thing that you have mentioned is the power of the community. To go to pay back to the community, to help others, to see others grow as you obviously have grown over the last 1 year. And I think helping others, giving them this confidence, giving them the motivation. I think that is the main thing. That is something that you can inspire others in the community, and you do it and you enjoy it. So nothing like that. So final, I think one last question for Rico. I think we can talk for hours, but I know it's quite late there, and you have had a long day, and you need to go and have some rest also. So one last question is that you have like kind of given the vision for FP20, and I think a lot of people have been over the last 12 months have joined the challenges. I see the entries that people there are a lot of people who actually contribute every month. So just share a couple of stories. I think you would have a lot of those stories, but just a few of the people, so that the others who are listening, they can actually get confidence from the success stories of others, that how people actually firsthand how they actually came to the challenges and how they actually improved and how they have actually landed up some kind of a job, consultancy, or whatever. So if you have if you can just mention a couple of people.
Yeah, you see people in coming into the challenges, and you can recognize what stage in Power BI they are, what stage in the professional Power BI development they are by the report they are presenting to you. And there are some people now that I tell them, now you are challenging me. Now you can compete with me. If you can compete with me, you have grown, and I have done my job properly, because you are now presenting proper report, meaningful report. Also, the idea of the good looking report, it grows on you and you become more data driven, where let's produce something that means something, and rather than just very good looking and report. People that have grown, Gagan, you know Gagan? Quite good. I don't remember all the name, but Joseph Kim, Osep, Fasa, And there is another girl in India. Actually, he won last time or before that the challenge that I saw her from zero to winning a challenge. And there is a number of people that, and I tell them, I go behind in LinkedIn and I say, well done. And when you get a well done from Federico, because you see my comment, everybody get the same comment because you have to be fair to everybody, whether it's better or not. But behind, I send you a comment and I say, well done, I like it. And I think that is one of the best compliments you can have in the same way they did it to me. I remember Marvin Analytics coming behind and said, Federico, I like that report. And when they come behind you are people that you learn from them and they're big in the industry, come behind your back and tell you, well done. And it's quite inspiring. The same when people that are better than you, Gustav do the Gerard Dugan, that is a monster. And when these people also come back behind you and tell you, I like that, you feel again that everything that you have done and everything you are providing for the community has been reivindicated. And actually, in most of the challenge I enter now, it's because these people participate because I want to challenge myself. I want to be them. So if I see Gerard Dugan participating, I'm there. Or Gustav do that is not participating lately. Another thing that we haven't talked about is that because of these challenges, I'm now a member of the Microsoft Power BI Core Visual team. I'm working with Microsoft, with Miguel Myers, Gustav, do the people that are 20,000 times better than me. I feel so little when I talk to these people. I feel so little. And that's how good it is that you think that you are good and you are in a room where everybody is better than you and you know it. And again, don't feel afraid. It's good for me because I can ask more questions and they have to reply properly. So everything is about this growth. Everything is about losing the fear. Everything is about don't be shy and ask. I this morning was talking to Nicola Illich. You know Nicola, the MVP? Consulting. If I'm afraid, I don't have nothing back. But I was not afraid, Nicola. I got this problem. And he gave me a couple of pointers that actually I knew, so it didn't provide nothing new, but I was not afraid of showing, I'm not sure about that. Can you help? And that's the message for everybody. If you are in a challenge, you are in a group, ask. Don't be afraid. Nobody learn everything from very little. When I started Power BI, I didn't know nothing about Power BI. I didn't even know how to bring. I remember asking this silly question: how do I get a calendar table? And then you say, "Oh, why did you know? Where do I get a calendar table?" So it is a matter of grow and not be afraid. So, and the community will pay you back in abundance. The community will show respect and will defend you when they have to. And I think is the best way to actually, for the community to reward me for whatever I am doing. And for me to see them growing and challenging me. If my students or my community become better than me, my job is done. Abu, if you're a teacher and the person you teach become better than you said, I did well. And you as a teacher need to, I think you will agree with me on that, if they are now doing better than you say, yeah, I taught you well.
100%,
And that,
100%.
and that was important.
Yeah. So I think you have like covered everything, Federico. I think these are like golden words for everybody who is listening, and I would highly recommend people to listen to whatever Federico has actually shared about his own journey, about giving back to the community, about how to interact with people, how to make a network, how to not be afraid, how to just be as natural as Federico is, and obviously Federico, you have everybody respects you in the community, everybody loves you in the community. People go to Novi Pro, your reports, I think most highly rated, most liked reports on Novi Pro. I'll put a link to your reports in the description of the video as well, and I'll put some snapshots towards that. But you are a real life data hero. I have named this podcast as Data Heroes, because the heroes are someone whom people go and they want to be like that hero. So obviously you have given so much to the community, and the story that you have shared, a lot of people would not know how you have actually kind of you know progressed over the last 3-4 years and learned so much, and then now you are giving back to the community, and obviously with the things that you have said about the FP20 website, and new things coming, like the templates that you have just mentioned, the Figma templates, the PowerPoint templates, something which is a kind of unseen on any of the other challenges or any of the other websites. So you are like kind of giving something new, something innovative, something that is beneficial to the community all the time. So I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful to you for sparing time and talking to me on a working day. And I wish you the very best. So I'll catch up with you later. And those who are watching, please follow Federico, the FP20 challenge. I'll put a link to the FP20 challenge. Just make sure that you participate, you learn all the way. Everybody who's willing to learn Power BI or even any other tool, the same principle applies for all the other tools, but for especially Power BI, if you want to learn Power BI and you want to just perfect your skills, then just participate in these challenges. And FP20 is like Federico said, is in the top three. It is, and there's a very great community, very great ambassadors. I have talked to a lot of them, fantastic community. And Federico himself, you must have, in the last 1 hour or so, you must have known that how great a person he himself is. So Federico, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the very best in all the ventures that you're planning for FP20, and for you as well, in your job, in your journey. So thank you so much, and I'll catch up with you later. Take care, my
Thank you
friend.
for the invitation, and same to you.